Happy Thursday, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us for this live stream event. We're talking about Richmond Gold 2 and Silky Mixer, and I'm very excited to talk about it because there's been like a lot of people who are interested in starting up a micro noodle factory business, and then there's no better option, than Richmond Gold 2 and Silky Mixer, this 25 kilo or 55-pound Silky Mixer machines. So I'm very excited to talk about this because we are going to show you guys like how you can start using these machines to start your own micro noodle factory business, or bringing your noodle to the next level with these machines, right? It's the most advanced, the most advanced commercially available noodle machines, in the world, for sure. I'm very excited to talk about. And then, we're again like broadcasting from Yamato HQ headquarters in Kagawa, Japan. And then, it's been like beautiful days, of the like early summer, right? We encourage you guys to come to Japan. Take advantage of this like weak Japanese yen, right? Everything's like so cheap now, like for you guys, like compared to like US dollars and like euros, Singapore dollars, like Australian dollars. I mean, you name it, but like, everything is cheap, like you'd be surprised here, like if you come here, right? And then everything is very, very cheap. So what I'm going to do, right, is that like I'm going to go through like some slides that I prepare, right, for you guys to understand like how these machines work, and then we're actually going to operate some the machines in the back, right, and then show you guys like how a variety of noodles can be made from scratch, right? And then talking about like how you can utilize these machines in a way that like maximizes your productivity, right? So that's what I'm going to do right today in this live stream. And then but after that, right, we'll have like some special announcements to make, right? So please stay tuned to them, right? And then we have some special deal going on, right, with Richmond Gold too, and then Silky Mixer 25 kilo, or like in the US, like they say, like 55-pound mixer. So all right, let's get started. But before jumping into the slides, right, I want you guys to watch this movie, right, that we just released like 6 days ago on our Instagram account. So this is a like new video that kind of cool video. We made it this video like in a way that like it's unlike any other noodle machines, right? It's kind of like almost like a Hollywood movie kind of type of movie, right? That's very cool. So it's very versatile, and then less effort, like maximum output, like very safe, absolute safety, right? So if you haven't watched it, like please head over to our Instagram account or like in YouTube channel, and then check out this video. Like it's very cool. Hope you guys enjoy it. So let me get to the slide, right? We're talking about Richmond Gold 2, right, and then Silky Mixer. 20. So like 25 or 55-pound Silky Mixer, right? So kind of to explain how they work, right? I won't go through all the production processes, right? So pretty much all types of noodles, right? You'll be surprised at how many types of noodles Richmond Gold 2 and Silky Mixer are capable of making. And then but like pretty much most types of noodles like go through these production processes. So first of all, like you have to weigh, right, ingredients, the right ratios. this is the most important process of all, because if you screw this up, right, if you make some mistakes in measuring your ingredients, right, I mean, the rest of the process doesn't matter, right? So you want to measure your ingredients at the right ratios, and then you want to weigh them. You want to measure them by weight instead of like in a volume or like some other like imprecise measurement units of measurement, right? So by weight, grams, pounds. So then mixing, right, resting, and then rough forming and combining resting, second resting process. These are the processes that like most types of noodles go through, right? And then so first of all, like we want to make gluten, right? We want to make gluten. So, but the purpose of mixing is basically hydration, right? Hydration of ingredients, solid ingredients, and liquid ingredients. So basically, solid ingredients, right? Like these are flour particles, like piece of flour particles. So we mix it with water, right? Water. In case of ramen, it's salt and kanshi, typically, right? And so we add it a liquid to the solid ingredients, and they get agitated, right, inside the mixer, and then so they kind of like start coming together, right? These particles, right? So grains of flour like coming together, and then getting bigger and bigger gradually. So this is a phenomenon we call agitation granulation, right? So see, like in this picture, you see that like from the left to the right, right? Just kind of gradually come together, right, to form sort of from some dough, right? And so Silky Mixer 25 kilo, 55 pound mixer is, so what it does is that like it's capable of conditioning the dough, the ideally for this noodle dough, right? So in conventional mixer, as you can see in this picture, right, there are parts that are more wet, like it's not equally hydrated, right? So that there's some parts that are bigger than the other dough, right? You can see like there's like big dough, right? Chunks of big dough, 25%, 30% low hydration, the medium hydration. You see like all these small ones, a lot of small ones, but like several bigger chunks of dough, right? And then over 40% hydration, see, but like the right hand side, right, the Silky Mixer, as you can see on these pictures, like they're more equal, right? It's like the size of the dough is like more equal, right? I mean, everything is kind of like same size, so that's what it's designed to do. And so the design of this mixer, right, makes it possible to do it, to do like a kind of equal hydration, like well hydration, optimal hydration. So like with the mixing lid, right, with these small holes like positioned in like in a certain way, they're so small that like they allow like just small amount of water, right, to come through. So the dough is very gradually get hydrated, right? So and then while the dough is getting hydrated, like from with the liquid, inside the mixer, like what's happening is that like thanks to this shape of the dough, right, the dough is like getting agitated by like because there's a wall that dough hits the wall, right, the folded back mixer wall, and then falls, right, again, like so it just gets back in the the crowd of the dough again, like the rest of the dough, right, fast, so and then also the mixing speed, right, at 75 rotations per minute. So that's the optimal rotational speed that we found through trial and error to be ideal for noodle dough, right? And also we designed this mixer to be easier for laborers, right? So we design low, so just 86.6 centimeters high from the ground, right? So it reduces that, like all the heavy lifting, like heavy labor, intensive labor, it's like on a daily basis. So also that dough comes out like from the bottom, right? And then we have a cart that carries out the containers, right? And then we've divided up these containers like in yeah, there's you have like three options, right? Like two containers, or like four containers, six containers, so like three containers, right? So you have options, like different options depending on like your sort of batch sizes and stuff, but in this case, right, there's four containers, right? So 55 pounds of flour, and then we add water, right? So it's 25% to like 40%, let's say, right? So we're talking about like 70 pounds, like 75 pounds of like dough, right? In total weight. Then like gets divided into like these four containers. So this is kind of ideal, and then so you don't have to do the heavy lifting, right? So the more it's divided, like the less labor intensive, right? And so, and then like also like there are a lot of like safety features, right? You have to push like two buttons to like eject the dough. Then there's a sensor at the bottom lid, and then so there are a lot of sensors to protect you from getting injured, protect your workers from getting injured. And the space, right? Operational space, just 1.2 meter by 1 meter, 1.2 by 1.2 meter, right? So that's just kind of very small. Yeah, it is very compact, right? So that's a Silky mixer, 55 pound, like 25 pound kilo Silky mixer. So, and then so Richmond Gold 2, right, is it's been very popular because of these three vital strengths, right? It has, right? That's very suitable for micro noodle factory business. First of all, like that's ease of use, right? And second of all, like versatility, and then three, the building noodle making artisans techniques, right? So ease of use is like again, Richmond Gold 2 is like designed pretty low height. That's just 34.5 inches, or 87 centimeters. So it's very low, so that you don't have to do all the heavy lifting. So also like it has like automatic feeder. We'll show you later, but it's automatic, like so you don't have to like feed it by hand, right? And then so yeah, so you don't have to have experiences like making the dough, making noodles, but it has like all these features that like allow you to be a noodle master, just with a just small amount of practice, right? So and then it has this conveyor that noodles come out, right? And then so that's also like set to like high point, right, from the ground, like it is 55 centimeters from high from the ground, so that like in conventional machine, like it may be like a way lower, right? So that you have to like bend over, and then like you have to like catch the noodles like in an awkward posture, and then that's gonna hurt your back, right? But like this machine, set to high, so like you can just catch noodles in the comfort of just a regular folding chair. So it's easy on your workers' backs, right? Also, like it's all controlled on the touch panel, so you can set the roller gap, right? Set roller speed. You can see everything going on during operation, and then you can even diagnose like what the troubleshoot the problem, right? On this touch panel, so you can see everything, right? And versatility, right? So there are so many variety of sizes that Richmond Gold 2 is capable of making, and then so this is the chart, right? Noodle, texture chart. So the y-axis is the protein content, like that's determines the like hardness of noodles, right? And then horizontal line, that's hydration ratio. So more water, softer, right? And then you see that it's like there's a conventional pasta machines, right? Italian pasta machines. They are very small in terms of like types of noodles that they're capable of making, right? So it's like 32% to maybe 36% or so, right? In terms of hydration. But look at what like how Richmond Gold. I mean, the range of Richmond Gold is capable of making. It's 25% and up to like 40 to 45%. So you can make such noodles as like Hakata tonkotsu noodles to like Tokyo shoyu ramen to udon, tsukemen, certain types of Chinese noodles, right? Like bian bian mian or something. So it's very versatile. See like the how different the like a hydration ratio range, like this dough, right? The size of dough, it's capable of like handling, right? And the colors, right? I mean, it's very easy to do these different colors, like different flavors. It's very easy to do that, like in the SILKY MIXER. And so built-in noodle making artisan techniques, right? So work dough properly. It regulates the dough roller speed, right? So you don't have to have like any previous like experience like making noodles or anything, so that like Richmond Gold 2 like covers everything, right? Optimize gluten development like without damaging it. Automatic like roller gap adjustment. So that's like built-in. Compounding processes, right? Working dough like we're adding new texture, like so it's basically like it knows, right? Like even if you don't know like what to do, like how you can make like awesome noodles, Richmond Gold 2 knows how you can. So like you don't have to know. So kind of get into the sort of noodle making process, right? So like first, like before you make noodles, like you want to construct noodle recipes, right? The protein content, we talked about like hardness, right? So viscosity, starch, the elasticity of noodles, right? So you want to measure that. You want to know the flour, whether it's viscous or not, elastic or not. Hydration ratio, then noodle size, right? And then yeah, and then whether they're served cold or hot, right? So all these variables like determine your noodle recipes. So you want to structure your noodles with these different variables. So again, like hydration ratio, dough size, right? Why it matters is that like so these sort of like highlighted area is that where Richmond Gold 2 is capable of making, right? Covering so 25% to like 40%. So as the hydration increases, right, the dough size like gets bigger and bigger, right? So when it gets bigger, then like it gets harder for Richmond Gold 2 to handle. So then if we go over like 50%, 45%, and then there's more. I mean, there's a machine that's better at like handling this type of hydration. So but Richmond Gold 2 is capable of like doing 25 to like up to 40% to 45% depending on the flour you're using, right? So after that, right, rough forming, mixing. After mixing, like rough forming, so we're gonna make a sheet of dough, right? That's still fragile, and then like you're going to combine them, right? So we separate it into two sheets and then combine them together through the set of rollers. And after that, we rest it. So this is a second resting process, which promotes hydration, degassing the dough, increases the better beat flavor, and relaxes internal stress of the dough, right? So all these good stuff that you can get out of resting process. But this is a second. So after that, right, it's kind of gets easier, right? So foundation is, complete, and we have like, strong foundation of dough, right? Um, we have like very good gluten by now. So all we have to do is just thinning, cutting, and portioning and resting. Again, like in the form of fresh noodle strands, and cooking and boiling. Um, so kind of going over each of them, like so thinning, right? We want to thin it at the, you know, we don't want to thin it like all at once, right? Because otherwise that's going to damage the gluten structure that we work so hard to develop, right? So we want to thin it gradually. Um, we apply this principle called like 30% reduction rule, right? So we thin it at 30%. Narrower the roller gap, right, than the previous round of thinning. And then want to cut it, right, using this kind of cutter. So the width, right, is it's fixed, right, by the cutter size, but the thickness is determined by the thinning rollers. And there are so many sizes to these cutters. So depending on the size or types of noodle you're making, right, there are certain sizes that are like kind of appropriate, right? There are some variations, but like, for example, Hakata style tonkotsu noodles like kind of fall into this area, like range, right? 1.1 millimeter to like 1.3 millimeter. And if you're making like tsukemen, mazemen, or something like that, like flat noodles, should be like 2.5%, 2.5 millimeter to like 5.0 millimeter or something like that, right? And in different shapes as well, like square, round, edgy, like deep groove, like I'm gonna touch on a little later, but so many shapes, right? And then so this is like some you wanna take away, right, from this slide is that like basically noodle hardness, right? Maybe noodle size like thinner, right? We want to make it harder because if it's thin, right, and then if it's soft, then that's not going to give you like great noodle texture, right? If it's thin, soft, like it doesn't have like bite to it. So we want to go like harder by increasing high protein content, right, and then reducing the amount of water we add, right? And then if we want to make like thick noodles, we want to lower the protein content to make it softer, and then increase the amount of water we add, right, to make it softer. Because if you have like noodles that are thick and hard, then they're just hard to eat, tough to eat. So that's not good noodle texture. So you want to remember this slide, right? So there are so many shapes, right? Square, rectangular, flat, round, edgy, reverse cut. And then speaking of reverse cut, right? So basically reverse cut, what it means is that like the width, right? Usually width is bigger than the thickness, but like it's the opposite, the other way around. But this type of noodles is like very popular in like what we call like ieke ramen. It's like one of the fastest growing, type of noodle. Ramen. That's originally in Yokohama, right? So it's very, unique. And then so in these pictures, right, square, round, right, the actual pictures of the noodles, right, then flat. See the flat, right, thickness, right, and the width, right, and then the way you can tell, like if it's like which one's the width or which one thickness is that like, in this reverse cut picture, right, you see the thickness, the surface is like very rough, right? So that's where the cutter slit, right? So it's very rough. That's where the cooking water, soup penetrate into noodles. So so that's how you can tell if it's thickness or width, right? And then straight, wavy, right? And so there are so many types of noodles like you can make. on Richmond Gold 2, and then Silky Mixer 25 kilo. And then to make them wavy, curly, so we use this kind of like silicone plates, right? It's very easy, like get put them on the back of the cutter, right? And then make noodles, get stuck in there, right? And then um, after that, these silicone plates are gonna block the noodles from coming out, right? And then in process, like the noodle gets just come out like, and then gets squished, right? And then gets curly, and then you can control the level of curliness by kind of moving the position of these like silicone plates, and then using the you know thicker silicone plate. So yeah, so that's sorry, yeah, I guess like I talked like a little bit too much. So enough talking. Let's make some noodles. And so yeah, this is a silky mixer, right? 25 kilo or 55 pounds. And then now we have this 2 container version, right? But this is kind of going to be like too heavy, right? I mean, if you do the full load and then 25 kilo, you add like, and then the total weight of noodle dough will be like 33 kilo or something, and then like divided into like 2, and then one container will weigh like 16, 17 kilo, right? That's a little heavy. Also, the Richmond Gold 2 can have like up to like 8 kilo of dough, right? 8 kilograms dough at the time. That's max load, like at the time, right? So if you use this 4 containers version, right? So this is the size, right? And then so you can have like 4 containers, and then so dividing the dough into like 4, right? So each of them will be like 8 kilo or something, right? So and then so you can just dump the whole thing in, and then so you can max out the capacity of this Richmond Gold 2. So yeah, we've done the mixing already because we hate to waste your time, right? So so we have Richmond Gold 2 ready to go, and then we prepare this dough right in advance, right? And then you can yeah, so she took out the whole thing, right? And then now she put it in a plastic bag, and for resting process, like the first resting process that we talked about, the second resting process, but pretty much we are getting the same effect, right? By doing the first resting process. So you see the yeah, that's about 8. Yeah, so it's 32% hydration ratio, so like kind of medium hydration ratio, which is to be good for Tokyo shoyu ramen, and then tori python, the chicken python ramen, right? So you can see that this is the Richmond Gold 2, and then we can start. So see, so once you place the dough, right, then you start a roller. Then you want to wind the edge of the dough, right, onto the rolling pin, and then the rest of the process is actually automatic, right? You don't have to do anything. And then so in conventional machines, like you'll be feeding the dough by hand, manually, and then yeah, then you'd have to know, right? How much dough you have to feed, at a time. You know, because you can't feed the dough like too much dough at a time. Otherwise, like um, it would break the dough. Right? And then if it's too less, like again, like it may break the dough again, right? Um, so you have to know like the appropriate amount of dough to feed. So that's one thing, like that requires you to like kind of do some practice, like have some experiences, right? Some skills, how you can manually feed, right? And then this is 32%, but like if you're doing like 40% hydration or something, right? The you know dough will be like way bigger, so that like so that we have this safety gate wide open, right? But like in conventional machine, right, you can't open it because otherwise it'd be dangerous, right? So you have to you know um, close it, and but like because the dough is big, right? So the dough will be like getting stuck on the safety gate, and then you'll be like just opening the gate a little bit, and then the machine stops, right? And then like feed a little bit more, and then then the gate lifts up, and then that causes the machine to stop. So you're kind of repeating the same like this over and over, right? So like it's very cumbersome. um, a lot of people don't like it, so we designed it so that like it has this like sensors. It's invisible sensors running, right? We call it cotton sensors, so that like anything that passes through the sensor stops this machine, right? So see, and then so um, it's safe, right? Absolute safety, and then at the same time, like you have convenience, like practicality of the yeah the operation, right? It's very practical, and then so you can have like you know you can have like both of the good worlds. And see, so she prepared the another, right, roll of dough, right, in advance, so that now we can go into this process of like combining process, right? So each of them is 8 kilo kind of. I mean, in terms of solid ingredients weight, it's 8 kilo, 8 kilo, right? Um, then now we can do the combining process. And then we now close the safety gate so that it doesn't interfere with the dough, right? It doesn't, the dough sheet like does not interfere with the safety, the sensor. So closing the safety gate like deactivates the the invisible sensors. So combining process is very important, right? In terms of like developing the nice gluten structure, nice gluten texture, right? So it's very vital in developing the very good noodle texture. Yeah, so for this combining process, we are going slow, right? We're going slow on purpose because we want to apply very good pressure so that the we can develop the gluten structure, right? Which helps increase the noodle texture. Yeah, and it's very quiet, right? You know, the sound operation of this machine is very quiet, and so yeah, it may be possible for you to like kind of think about, you know, if you're running a ramen shop or something, and then you know, if you have a space inside a restaurant to operate this machine, you know, it's maybe possible for you to operate this machine inside a restaurant, right? Then it's yeah, you can showcase this machine, right? So like, you know, uh, where customers like would be like pretty curious to see like how you make your noodles like from scratch on the Richmond Gold tour, right? Yeah. And then another benefit that you can get out of the yeah Richmond Gold tour is to, you know, to just show it, right? I mean, show off your production, um, which you know would be a good factor in like attracting more customers, right? I mean, people are curious to see like you know, watch how you make noodles from scratch, right? You know, then it gives them like kind of sense of like safety, right? Because you make everything from scratch. You know, you're not putting any bad stuff in it. Yeah, you and so like Ritual 2 is like kind of some like piece of equipment that like just it just makes, you know, variety of some noodles, but also you know, so yeah, piece of machine that yeah, kind of promotes your, you know, restaurant business by its appearance, right? So we made one big one big yeah, one big roll of dough, right? But you know, we want to do this process like combined process like 2 times usually, I mean, depending on the types of noodle you're making. But for normal types of noodles, we usually do this like twice, right? So yeah, we want to separate it again. But notice like how clean the dough is, right? Than before. You know, before you know, we did this combining process, like the dough was like the dough was still pretty rough, but like now it's very clean. Yeah, but you know, we want to do this process like one more time to make sure that we have excellent noodle texture. So again, like she pushed this button that says like combining process, right? Then you know, the pushing the button just adjusted the roller gap to like appropriate you know, width, right? A roller gap. So in conversion machine, like you'd have to like manually hit the roller gap, right? And then you would have to do like some calculation in your head, right? But you know, in this Richmond Gold 2, all you have to do is just, you know, remember, all you have to remember is that this to push this button, right? When doing combining process. So, you know, that's why I'm saying like, you know, you don't have to have any like prior experiences like making noodles, right? You know, or skills. So you just, you know, it just makes it very, very easy for you to make awesome noodles. So, yeah, in the current situation where, you know, it's very hard for us to for you to retain highly skilled employees, or like, you know, recruit, hire, you know, experienced employee labor, um, right? I mean, it's all over the world. I mean, like anywhere in the world, that's the same. But with this machine, right, like you don't have to have, right, highly skilled labor. You know, you just have to you can just probably hire a guy like, who just probably right out of college or something, or like you know, doing a part-time job like high school students, and then you just put them in this machine, and then expect him to be able to like make noodles that are as good as some professional noodle makers are capable of making, right? Without getting any injury, because it's so safe, right? So it's very yeah, that's why a lot of businesses are choosing Richmond Gold 2 because it's safe, practical, and then like it's very simple and easy to use. Yeah. Yeah. So right now, like, so this dough is being thinned. I mean, combined at 3 millimeter, and then and then it's getting dusted because from this point on, like you want dough from getting stuck together, right? So we started dusting. Started dusting, right? Which is so depending on the hydration of the dough, the amount of dusting you want to do is varies, right? The higher the hydration, the more you want to dust. So after combining process, like all you have to do is just to thin it, right? Thin it to the final thickness, and again, just pushing this button that says like thinning, right? Adjust the roll gap to the appropriate thickness. So that's how smart the Richmond Gold 2 is. So again, like all you have to do is just to remember, that you need to push this button, right? That says thinning. And from this point on, we can go faster, right? Faster. So practically, while Richmond Gold 2 is like doing this, right? I mean, you have just nothing to do, right? I mean, just it's there. I mean, it's automatic. So like, um, you know, you can probably just stand around. Well, like, you can probably like just have something else to do. So you can just like go away and then like um, do something else, right? It allows you to multitask. You know, so in that way, like yeah, it gives you like some high productivity time, right? Yeah, or you want to prepare the next batch, right, by weighing ingredients and stuff, right? While Ritual Goal 2 is working. So yeah, so it's not like dead time, but like it's you can do other things while Ritual Goal 2 is working hard, right? Okay, so let's measure the thickness, right? Though, so it's going through like 2 millimeter roll gap, and then now it's like 2.4, 5, 2.4, 2.5 or something, and then so you know, so that's how much the dough bounces back after it's going through the roller gap, right? So that we know like what the roller gap we need to set to get the final thickness, right? So setting the roller gap to like 1 millimeter to get the final thickness of like 1.4 or 1.5 millimeter, right? So we're gonna start cutting. So the kind of cutter we use is this cutter number 22. 22 is like 1.4 millimeter width, right? Width. And yeah, get the, see, it's fixed in there, the cutter. So yeah, 1.4 width. So thickness maybe 1.4. So it's a kind of square shape. It's gonna be a square shape, right? Yeah, so we can directly dust the dough. I mean, dust onto the dough, right? Before it goes into the cutter, and yeah, it's very easy to adjust the length, right? Length meaning like the serving size as well. It's very easy to do that. And then, if it's too slow, right? If the noodles coming out too slow, like you can make it faster. You can, if it's too fast, like you can, speed down the process. But see, and then like look, what like Megumi is like, well, sitting in the, a normal chair, right? And then like, just catching the noodles. So this is another benefit that you can get out of using Richmond Gold too. So noodles coming out very visible, right? I mean, compared to like conventional machine, and then also the it's easier on your workers, right? Because yeah, I mean they can sit on the chair and then take the noodles, then store them in a container kind of comfortably, right? So, and then at the same time, like customer, like if you can show off this machine in your factory or restaurant, the noodles are very visible, right? That's what excites customers, right? Noodles are coming out, probably noodles like they are going to eat, are coming out in front of the eyes. Maybe the one that just came out is the one like they're gonna eat or something like that. It's very fresh. Um, so it's almost like you can just kind of cut like freshly cut noodles or something, right? That you can cut that you can cut noodles and then make them on demand or something, right? And that's possible with the Richmond Gold too. Yeah, and then a lot of our customers are using this Richmond Gold 2 or Richmond Gold 1, right? So they are, posting. They're posting like they're making a lot of posts like on Instagram, right? That they're announcing like, okay, yeah, this week, going to do this kind of special noodles, right? Then they are showing off the Richmond Gold 1, Richmond Gold 2 machines, because they look cool. and then it's a very kind of Instagrammable yeah, a machine, right? Equipment. It's not like boring looking piece of equipment, but like it's cool looking industrial piece of machine that captures your customer's eyes, right? Attention. So yeah, so we'll just keep cutting, right? Keep cutting, and then like noodles coming out, and then so yeah, see, so each roll is 7, right? Portions. So yeah, how many portions can we get out of this dough, right? Oh. Yeah, so if someone asking like the price machine, what's the price machine, but like so it depends on where you are, because we have yeah, that's kind of what what we want to kind of touch on like the after this, right? But you know because we ship pretty much like all over the world, and then like including US, where um, certain safety standards like NSFUL are required, right? So we have like different models, right, for US, and then Europe, the safety standards like C mark, right, is required, right? So we have a different model. We have to use like different parts, like electric parts, because only certain materials are, allowed, right? Um, in Japan, it's kind of a little bit loose, right, compared to like Europe. But so almost over, but like 7 portions per. Then we have 7 rows, 7 rows. So and they're still coming out. So yeah, 7. So I think we got about 100. Yeah, 100 and a bit more. Yeah. So yeah, that was fast. Richmond Gold 2 and Silky Mixer 25 kilo, right? And a 55-pound mixer. So yeah, and then um, yeah, there are ways like you can still like get more bang out of this machine as well. So usually like if you want to scale up right from this, you can have like another unit of Richmond Gold 2, right, and then just run the, then add another guy, right, and then just run it like simultaneously, right, just one 25 Suzuki mixer, and then like we divide the dough, and then like run them like at the same time. Yeah, and then like make all the dough, right? Prepare all the dough, like, and then put them on the rack, and then like using like we just much like just cut them, right? Cut them to noodles, right? Straight. So it goes very very fast. So yeah, so you can yeah, get a full potential of Richmond Gold 2. There are many ways to do that, and but the point is that like you want to have probably four container version, right? Then you gonna dump like one, and then make another up to like a rough forming part, and then like you use that like one rough forming roll of the dough, right, and then another, right, and then just combine them, so I mean I think that's the most efficient way to do it. So Yeah. So this is a Richmond Gold 2 and Richmond Gold SILKY MIXER 25. And then okay, yeah, someone says that he's thinking about doing like on the Manila Philippines. So yeah, let me get back to you, right? So thank you so much, right, for the question, right? And then so before we go, like, let me get back to the slides, right? And there's certain things I want to talk about in the slides. Um, so yeah, this kind of like live stream event, right, is great, but like, I mean, there are so many things that we cannot convey, right? Which is like smell, like a taste, right, and texture, um, how that dough feels and stuff like that. So for those of you who are watching it from like US, right, or North America, Canada, right, we have a special, I mean, the showroom in Houston, Texas, right, 6699 Paul West Drive, Houston, Texas. And then we have a special workshop coming up right next week on 22nd, 23rd. I believe we still have some spaces available, right? So um, if you're interested, yeah, attending this special workshop where we have Richmond Gold 2, right, and the SILKY Mixer as well, and then Richmond Gold 1, and then we have Udon machine as well. So if you're interested in coming, right, we're gonna do like all this, you can learn how to make a variety of noodles from scratch, and then we want to actually make noodles on Richmond Gold too. And then let you guys try that, right? Freshly made noodles, right? So it's totally different from like just watching in the live stream. So yeah, we have a page set up at the website yamatonoodle.com. So it's just like $60 per attendee. Like it's a steal for sure from the what you can get out of this workshop. So please think about coming, right? 22nd, 23rd next week. And then next month, right, we have some special, coming up June 19th and 20th. So we have a special guest, right? Mr. Hattori is a successful ramen chef from Nagoya, Japan. Like he runs like four brands of ramen shops in Nagoya successfully for a long time. And then so he's going to talk about his ramen shops, and he's actually a graduate of our ramen school. So there are a lot of questions that you may want to ask him, like and then he's very generous person to share his stories, like experience, like skills. So you don't want to miss that in June 19th and 20th. Houston. And for those of you who are watching from Europe, right? We also have like a showroom in Amsterdam, Netherlands, and then again, like we have another workshop. There's 50 euros per attendee, like coming up on May 27th, right? And again, next month, June 10th and 11th, right? We also have we're gonna have like special different ramen chef from Japan. This person like run a successful ramen shop in Tokyo. Like he has like really really high score on the kind of word of mouth, like platform, like Yelp, kind of equivalent of Yelp to Yelp platform. He has his restaurant like has gotten like very high score. Yeah, it's one of the like almost top, I don't know, 30 ramen shops or something in Tokyo, right? So yeah, you don't wanna miss him, right? His talks, and you can watch this ramen master from like in person, right? So you wanna attend, like we haven't been like set up a page yet, but it's gonna appear on the website yamatonoodle.com like pretty soon. So please head over there in tomorrow or something to get your sheet before we run out the sheets. Like And then the last review, right? I want to touch on this special deal that we have, right? I mean, especially for United States. Um, so we have, so for United States and Europe, right? So we have, because like, we manufacture everything in Kagawa, Japan, right? And then, ship them to overseas, right? And then it can be like very costly, right? To ship, one machine by one machine, individual machines. So for Europe and US, like we ship them like in container, right? Full container. So one container can carry like maybe 5 to 6 machines or something, right? So that makes it like the shipping cost like very low, like cheaper, right? So and then what's another thing that's special is that like because of the weak Japanese yen, currently going on. For US, I mean, compared like United States dollars, like US dollars and euro, we have some special, I mean, special price. You can save as much as 10% on, like, for example, Richmond Gold 2 and 25 kilo SILKY MIXER. So, but we only have like limited number of units available, right? And then right now, for US, right, we have 2 units of Richmond Gold 2 25 kilo SILKY MIXER available, right, ready to ship. If you order now, like we can probably deliver them like next week, right? But I mean, only limited time number of units available, so and it's first come first serve basis, right? So once we run out of them, like we are out, right? So yeah, please you know um, yeah, let us know, like contact us for more information, and then like grab your Richmond Gold 2 and 25 SILKY mixer to start your own micro noodle factory business, or like bring your noodles to the next level with these machines. So yeah, that's pretty much all we had. And then so like thank you so much for watching this live stream, right? um yeah, so tomorrow we're having like another live stream, like on this time udon, right? Yeah, we are very amazed that like we've been getting like, a lot of like a lot of like contact and requests for like udon in Europe and US and other places, right? So we decided to do like live stream udon tomorrow. It's going to be the same time, 4 p.m. JST, and so please, yeah, and then we have a page set up, right? So please head over there and then like start watching, when it's time. So all right, so thanks so much for watching, and then we hope to see you back at the next workshop. And then if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and then please let us know like if there's anything that you want to learn from us. We'd be more than happy to yeah, do that another live stream for you. So thanks for watching. Like, so happy Thursday, guys. Like, so thank you. Bye bye.